You are listening to an exclusive on Pod Hub Network. Your city, your podcast.
To the delight of this crowd, McClendon marches down the dugout steps with first base.
McCutcheon's throw. The runner breaks to the plate. Here's the throw. Wow. He is out. The Buccos win. That ball's hit well to left center field. Back toward the track. And that ball is gone.
You are listening to the North Shore 9 podcast. Follow them on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Also, make sure to watch NS9 Live every Thursday on Twitch and help support by becoming a patron. Let's go Bucks!
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to NS9 Live. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, Tyler, Jim. Thursday night, no baseball game. How's it going?
Excited to go to bed at a normal time.
You're about to pass out any minute here, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice not. It's gonna be nice to not watch a 9-0 blowout at 1 a.m. tonight. So that's good.
You actually watched it?
I watched the entire game.
Right?
What is wrong with you two?
A lot.
Why? Well, give me one good reason why you would stay up and watch it.
I wasn't tired, so what else was I gonna watch?
I guess literally anything.
I felt bad because I fell asleep in the fourth inning the day before, so I had to make up for it.
I caught approximately 2 innings each game.
That's impressive.
Well,
actually,
And
probably. I mean,
pretty much knew the game was over.
It's a good life choice on your part, to be honest.
I mean, understand that you usually go to bed an hour before the game even starts. So 6 full innings, you know?
Yeah, and it was a lot of why am I even doing this? So I cannot imagine making it through 9 innings every night.
Well,
Jeez.
no. So like Wednesday, I was like after. Gosh, once Cody Ponce was coming into the game in the 5th inning, I was like, I think it's time to go to bed. But yeah, yesterday I stayed up through that whole 9-0 affair.
I could have stayed up through it, but I wouldn't have been watching it.
Well,
There's plenty on Netflix that could have kept my attention more.
yeah. So, anyways, the Dodgers series is not fun. Hell, every series so far has not been fun since the trade deadline. That's fair to say.
We have a very important series coming up.
We do. We also have a very important message to come up now too. I'm going to finally remember to talk about it. So, yes, the Pirates Charities raffle for everyone listening now. This Sunday is actually happening, so we're just a few days away. But as we've mentioned before, if you haven't seen it on Twitter already, yes, the Pirates Charities, they have the bag raffle this year. It's this Sunday. The game is a 2:00 game. So what we do is, obviously, again, the bags are $200. We understand not everyone can afford $200 to get one of these cool bags. So what we've done is we've began a raffle. For every $10 you donate towards it, you get a ticket. For every $200 we collect, we raffle off a bag. Last year we collected $2,200, gave away 11 total bags. So this year we're trying to do the same thing, obviously. So check out our website, northshore9.com. The link's above for the NS9 Charities raffle. And click on it. There's our GoFundMe. Donate and have a chance to win a backpack. So actually a cooler this year. It's a cooler bag. Because they're way cooler this year.
I mean, cooler bag sounds pretty, usable. I mean, everybody's got backpacks.
Yeah, actually, my pirate one's hanging up right there. So.
Yeah, I would say I kind of like the Switch.
Yep.
I'm just gonna ignore the dad joke.
Oh, come on. Bring it, Tyler.
Nope.
Are you drinking a White Claw, by the way?
I guess we just don't listen before the show when I said I'm drinking a White Claw.
Yeah, I don't listen to you. I don't listen to you during the show, before the show, after the show.
It's a very fair point.
You do nothing, though, but make fun of us when we're drinking White Claws. So
yeah, that's what I do. Make fun of people. And then I do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
You're a bully, man.
What flavor are you doing, though? What flavor?
I got the variety pack. So this one's a lemon. I got another lemon over here. I got a watermelon over here. I just
Gotcha.
finished off all the tangerines.
Wow, so you got quite a bit. You know where you could store those?
In
In a Pirate Charities cooler bag that you can go
Yeah.
ahead and donate to this Sunday. So get yourself a cooler bag so you can go ahead and donate and put all your White Claws in there, as I would.
We got a question about the Pirates charity sign.
The sign. Uh-oh.
Like if you across the river, there's that building, and it's just got that billboard with like the moving lines on it. It's like a screen, and it's like a triangle.
You brought this up last
Do you know
year.
what I'm talking about?
So because you brought it up last year, I now know what you're talking about. But yes, go on.
Yeah, that thing annoys the hell out of me because I think it's supposed to be art, but I don't like it. Like I just want to see the skyline. I don't want to see the stupid little billboard with the lines on it.
It's supposed to be art. Yeah, sorry, Jim. I guess I don't really care that much. It does not bother me.
That bothers
What bothers
more
me
than
is the fact that I don't
the
see
charity
baseballs
sign.
go towards that sign. That's what bothers me. We've seen what
Sure.
what was the count? I forget. Is it like 35? 40 maybe? It's pretty low.
The Bucko blasts
Yeah.
that they do. Yeah, I don't know what it is right now. Well, considering nobody on the team other than Brian Reynolds can hit a homer, you're gonna have
You could have stopped the hit.
that too.
Yeah, but anyways, I guess actually, so before we start, I mean, we kind of talked about some Pirates talk, but I guess maybe before we talk more, so I did something today. Last week, of course, the Field of Dreams game happened, right? And something caught my eye, and I said, I am making that. I am for sure making that. I'm going to try that. I was going to do it last week, but I was lazy and the couch felt comfortable. So I did it tonight. So for everyone that saw the apple pie hot dog that was on the Field of Dreams, right? Guy Fieri's recipe here, made by none other than myself. I made it tonight. And if you don't know what
It's
it is,
Fieri, you dummy.
What?
His name is Guy
Fieri.
Fieri, you dummy.
Whatever. I don't care.
You uncultured swine.
Look, I'm not uncultured. Look at this
Guy
cuisine.
Fieri.
Looks like
And
a
then you
12-year-old
just you just sprinkled mustard on it.
Yes. Well, anyways, it's okay. So for people that don't know what it is, and if you're listening to the podcast, you can't see what I have here. So it's apple pie crust. I mean, I guess it's just pie crust, not apple pie crust. It's pie crust. And then you put apple pie filling in it. You make a bacon jam, which I was so good at doing this. It was perfect. This is my bacon reduction here. But anyways, so you make that, you put a hot dog in there, you put the other side of the apple pie crust on it, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of sugar, right? Put it in the oven for 20 minutes, take it out. You're supposed to make a apple pie mustard, but that's where I said I draw the line. Like, I'll just get some mustard. So here it is. Now, I do want to say, it looks like you just pick it up and eat it. My crust isn't that sturdy, so I'm going to take a fork and a knife to this. So I apologize, but I'm going to eat this right now. I'll let you know how it tastes.
This is ridiculous. It's the least appetizing thing I've seen in a while. What's the verdict?
So I know how much you hate Barstool, but I got to take more than one bite here. I'm sorry.
I love just listening to the DiNardo chew.
Yeah,
It's interesting.
This is just riveting content right here.
Hey, I moved the mic. They can't hear me. At least I don't think so. So it's not bad. I guess it's it's tasty. There's a lot of flavors. So I would say this is definitely something where you have to try this. As mentioned,
No, you don't.
No, I'm good.
it's different. It's sweet. It's salty. I mean, the bacon in there, like it breaks up the sweetness. It's one of those things where I think everyone needs to try it if you can. But I'm gonna be honest, like if I have a pack of hot dogs, just make me a hot dog going forward. I don't need the apple pie and the crust and the bacon and the cinnamon and the sugar. I'll take the mustard, but I'm good. I can say I tried it. Cool. Now just give me a hot dog and a bun.
Yeah, I just hope that you save some of that bacon jam for the future and didn't waste it all on this stupid idea.
I kind of
This
just want to
bacon
take the hot
jam's
dog
actually-
out right now and just finish it by just eating the hot dog.
Just eat the bacon jam because
Yeah.
bacon jam is very good.
The bacon jam would be good. Yeah, the rest of it, I don't know if I want the bacon jam and the apple pie and the hot dog. That's just a weird combo. I don't really want to do it. Kind of reminds me of like, they do those Krispy Kreme burgers where it's like a cheeseburger in between two Krispy Kreme donuts.
That is very good.
It's the most disgusting thing I've ever tasted.
It is delicious.
It's so terrible.
You are a psychopath.
Anybody who likes one of those things is a psychopath.
It is awesome, especially when they get a little bacon on it. Oh,
Yeah.
good bacon cheeseburger with like some little bit of a spicy mayonnaise
Disgusting.
on a glazed donut. Ooh-wee.
See, I never had
That'll
one of
get you
those.
there. Oh, that'll
Yeah,
get you there.
gross. So gross. You're lucky that you haven't had one. But I guess it's kind of the same thing. Like maybe something you try once, never have more than once. It's like Skyline
Oh,
chili. Once you have Skyline chili once, you'll never have it again.
I don't think you need to have Skyline chili once. I think I'm good. I never had it.
I'm with you.
No need to
I
have
don't
it.
want to have it.
It looks disgusting. Why am I going to put that on my spaghetti?
It's an insult to Italians, like all three of us, because we all have super Italian names.
Go figure. Jim tried it.
Well, I mean, we have them right here. Like there's a Skyline chili 5 minutes from my house. I've
Sorry.
never seen anybody in the parking lot. I don't know how it stays open. I think it's just like a money laundering operation.
Sounds legit. Okay. Well, there's
All
my
right.
verdict on the food here. We can move on, I guess, right?
Please.
Yeah. Yes,
All
let's do so.
I'm good. I'm hungry. I want that hot dog though. The hot dog was tasty.
Then eat the damn hot dog and shut the hell up.
All right, let's go. So, all right, let's talk about the Pirates here. So the Pirates obviously lost a lot of games. I mean, do we really even have to talk about this last actual game that happened where they lost 9-0 and just looked terrible? I guess we could talk about JT Brubaker, right?
Yeah, I think that's really the only thing to touch on. And, I mentioned it during the game, but there's just something off. I don't know if he's just tired or what it is. He just is not the same pitcher he was the first few months.
All right, bye, Tyler.
If,
The best part is if you're watching the stream right now, Jim just has no head. He's got a couple of shoulders, no head.
now I'm seeing it. It just came up in real time. Yeah,
This might be your best look.
That's true. Makes me look thinner. just two
You shaved your beard for Book of Mike right now.
Yeah, you can't even see my beard. But now I lost my train of thought. No, if I'm the Pirates, I think I just shut them down. I shut him down the rest of the year. Like, I don't think there's anything to be gained with throwing him out there every 5 days like they're doing. Maybe even like a move to the bullpen to just like give him like an inning or two at a time. But like I don't know how comfortable I am letting him just trotting at just like keep pushing him out there and just having him get shelled just over and over again.
Well, I'm with you because I've had concerns about JT Brubaker. My concerns have been the fact that he hasn't pitched for how many years and he's pitching a full season right now. And is he wearing down or such? But like, with that being said, he hasn't lost velocity. He's pretty much like his release point is the same. Like, it's not as if he's all over the place now. Like he's still pretty much consistent where he was. His spin rates are still consistent. Like everything today is for the most part where it was at the beginning of the year. So like my theory of JT Brubaker's just breaking down, fatigue, all this, like there's nothing to really prove that that's the truth. So I'm with you, man. Like, so some of the things that you look at is his slider. It's funny, they talked about the broadcast last night. Like his slider is really good. Slider's really good. 41% whiff rate. But here's the problem. His slider is also really bad because people tee off on it. So, you know, like you're talking about, like, I kind of agree here, but it's just like, he just doesn't seem as if he's locating his stuff. And I don't know, like, what it is with him, but he's just not, he's not that guy anymore.
No, and I mean, he's making you even question, you know, before you were like, okay, this is someone who could be maybe a competent back end starter, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's making you question that now. Like, is that what he's actually capable of doing, or is he really just a relief pitcher? Because right now he's looking more like a reliever. I actually kind of want to see him back. I mean, because that's when he first came up, right? And he looked so nasty. And they were bringing him in relief. Let him do that again. You know, that's what I would do right now. And I know it's kind of hard because you still need to have pitchers to start games, and like you need somebody. And there's not a lot of arms out there who are able to do it on this roster and even in this organization. But I think, I mean, Yohore made a rehab start tonight, you know, so maybe he's ready to come back and see what he has. But yeah, I don't know if just trotting Brubaker out there every 5 games is the right move anymore.
I don't see what it's accomplishing right now. You know, I mean, that's just the thing. He's not proving that he's a good pitcher. Like he's not proving that he belongs in that rotation. Like he is just having mad struggles right now. And I'm kind of with you there. I mean, part of the thing is, I think a lot of us, Tyler's finally back. I think we were really thinking that JT Brubaker was a reliever for the most part, like heading into this season, right? But he had a fantastic start, and it's like, okay, maybe our doubts put him aside. He's a starting pitcher. I don't know if the answer is he is a reliever. I don't know if the answer is he's still a starting pitcher, but I think at this point, I'm absolutely with you. Like he just needs to go probably to the bullpen or do something where like he starts maybe, but it's like very, very almost like a piggyback type of situation with him or something, because I don't think you're gaining anything from having JT Brubaker go out there every 5 days to air quotes start for you for however long that is, because he's just giving up home run after home run after home run. Just does not look good. And there's no benefit to this at all.
So I do agree with you guys. It's something that has to be done this year, especially probably put him in the bullpen or shut him down. But like Jim said, you have to find a way to get some innings right now. But I do still slightly believe in him as a starting pitcher. I mean, the K numbers are there. He doesn't walk many guys. It's not like he gets worse as he goes through the order. It's just he gives up too many long balls. Is that going to be fixed by going to the bullpen suddenly? Probably not. But right now it's Ryan Alexander, location.
He's not paying for the ad space on this show.
No. And I guess that makes sense. I mean, does the command maybe get better if you say, hey, just go in the bullpen and just give max effort for 2 innings? You know, maybe it does. Maybe it allows him to focus more on like each specific individual pitch as opposed to thinking, hey, I need to go out here and throw 5 or 6 innings. I'm not sure. I that's where I'm at right now. I'm at the point where I would move into the bullpen for the rest of the year. Maybe not completely shut him down, like I said last night, but move him to the bullpen, get him just in a little bit more like less pressure situations. Because right now he just doesn't have it. He's not a major league starting pitcher, and he hasn't shown that he's a major league starting pitcher for 2 months basically now.
Right. And I'm with Tyler too. Like when I say this, It's all for this year. I'm more than willing to go ahead and when 2022 season starts, that he's going to be in my rotation. Like I'm still planning on that for next year, even if I want to put him in the bullpen right now, because I do agree too. Like there's still a lot of things that you like from JT Brubaker. Not to say that he's like an ace, like what he was doing at the beginning of the year, I didn't believe to that degree, which is probably why when I was participating in my fantasy league, I was trying to trade him off at that point in time. But for all those that got any trade proposals, I didn't fully believe in that, but there were still a lot of things I liked out of him. And he made me into a believer that he is maybe a starting pitcher, not just a bullpen arm. So going into next year, I'm fully willing to go ahead and give him back that rotation spot. But I'm at the same point, like with you guys right now, there's no benefit of having him in the rotation. I wouldn't be opposed to a full shutdown, but that would be more if I felt that there was like real issues about the arm, right? The fatigue, stuff like that. And so far, like what I'm seeing, there's no real evidence of it unless internally they see it. And clearly they don't because they're still allowing the pitch, right? Every 5 days for all these innings. So to me, that tells me they don't have any of those fears. So if they don't have those fears, then, I think keep them active still. The bullpen's the answer.
Yeah, I just don't think you can strike out that many guys and be a bad pitcher. It's not like he's walking a bunch as well. There's something there. It's just he's giving up that long ball, and when he gets hit, he's getting hit hard. But it's not like Mitch Keller where it was like, oh boy, or it's like, oh boy.
I'll say it kind of is right now. Like the past 2 months, he's been like Mitch Keller, which is not a good thing.
I don't know. I don't think it's the same.
It is, but in a different way. The results are the same, but they go about it in different ways, I would say.
He's given up 20 runs in his last 3 starts.
Right, but he's throwing strikes though too. Like that's
who cares?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, the results are the same, but they do go about in different ways.
Yeah.
Where Mitch Keller's just afraid. He's attacking. He gets hit out.
And Brubaker's, he's out there just trying to eat innings when he does not have it.
He clearly doesn't have it. You're right.
I was going to make an Anthony Alford joke, but I decided against it.
Yeah, but you look at it in the month of July, 5 starts, 6.57 earned run average. He gave up 8 home runs in July. He's given up 7 home runs in 3 starts now in August with a 12.86 earned run average. It's just, I don't know. I wouldn't, you got to do something with him. He hasn't
the problem is they have a lot of guys they got to do something with, and they have nobody to fill those spots.
That's the issue. Yeah.
Well,
Dylan Peters, they just called up. So I guess, you let him start some games at this point. Like, who cares? Like, we just need people to start games. I said, hopefully your Hurry is back soon. Brault just came back.
Yeah. Hurry. I was going to say Peters. I'm not a believer in him. Like, you want to talk about a long ball? No. He had such a long ball issue in AAA, but he did look decent in his first start. Like, there was no reason to just like hate it. So, and there's really there's no need. We just need healthy arms to get through. This is again like the whole Cahill situation, right? You just need a guy to throw arms. It's not as if they're trying to go out there and win the 28th spot in the MLB. You know what I mean? Like, yay, 28th place. Who cares right now? You're just trying to finish the season. So, right.
Yeah, that's all it is. You just need to find bodies right now and arms who can eat innings. There's what?
Is Shelby Miller still a thing?
Yeah, Shelby Miller got the save tonight, I think, in Indy. Or he finished it or something.
They did just release somebody, though. They released Steven Wright. They just released today. So
he's a knuckleballer. He could have.
I've been waiting all year for Steven Wright. I swear to God, I have. I've been wanting to see the knuckleball.
Yeah, too bad. Sucks.
I'll pass.
But no, so there are people down there where, like, once Dylan Peters has ran his course, right, you can DFA Peters, call up someone else. Like, right now you just need to get through these last 6 weeks of the season.
Churn them and burn them, boys.
All right. So should we go from one non-quality pitcher to the next? So let's talk about Mitch Keller too. I think it's going to be the same dialogue here, but Tyler, I mean, you can take the floor on this.
So actually, this is a Jim idea, kind of, because I think Jim has brought up multiple times about putting him in the bullpen. And finally, you guys talking in our group chat about Corbin Burns and just the unreal season he's having. I just happened to peek at his Fangraphs page. And I was like, damn, he is really good this year. And then you look back, reliever for what, 2 years. And Jim brought up a great point that that's kind of the method of Milwaukee's badness is a lot of these young prospects come up and throw out of the bullpen. And at this point, I don't think it'd be the worst thing in the world to put Keller in the bullpen. At first, I thought we need to keep starting him, let him figure it out. But now it's almost at a point where maybe the every fifth day is going to hurt him because if he goes out and throws like shit, he's got to wait 5 days. And
that's true.
When you have what everyone expects to be, I guess, confidence issues, let's put it that way. It probably wouldn't hurt to have to be forced to put it behind you and go out there in 2 days and go eat 2 innings.
Right.
And like, as much as we want Keller to be a number 2 starting pitcher, which is what we kind of thought he was coming through the minors. Like, maybe he just isn't that, that's another thing. Like, you look at, one really successful reliever in the Pirates bullpen, right? Chris Stratton kind of followed that same arc, was a top prospect, first round pick, reached the majors, couldn't start. Now look at him. He's pretty good relief pitcher. So maybe that's, maybe that's who
Wade
he is.
Davis.
I mean, you see it all the time. Yeah. Where you see these guys come up and they struggle and then they end up turning into really good relievers. Right. So who knows, maybe that is Keller's path, but then there's also those guys who they come up, they struggle, they go in the bullpen and they come back as a starting pitcher. So I think the move to the bullpen, I think the move to the bullpen right now is the move. Like, it's same thing as, but I said, the thing that sucks about this situation for the Pirates in particular is they need innings. So you almost like, even though like putting these guys out every 5th day might not be what's best for them developmental wise, like they need people to just pitch at least 8 innings, when they're on the road, 9 innings when they're at home. So, where are these going to come from? Where are these going to come from?
But the thing is, like, the thing is, like, all their starters are going 4 innings.
Yeah.
So Mitch Keller's going to go get 2 to 3 innings every probably 3rd day anyhow.
Yeah. I mean, like Dwayne Underwood. Dwayne Underwood pitches 2 innings every other day.
Right. Well, yeah, they alternate. It's Underwood and Stratton. It's
yeah.
Throw his bullpen days out, and he's just going to do it in real life.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think, as I said, from a developmental standpoint, that's where I would love to see them put Keller for the rest of this year is, hey, don't worry about pitching 6 innings today. Just go out there, give it your all for 8 batters and call it a day, That's where I think they should go. But again, if you do that, then you need to find another person to start.
Their starters are only going 8 batters.
That too. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's taken 95 pitches, but they are going 8 batters. So like I'm on board with this, like JT Brubaker and Keller, I think are different reasons we're doing it. Like Keller, you expect more from Keller than Brubaker, like you really want to see Keller has the stuff, or at least he did at one point, to be a number 2 starter, right? Where Brubaker was kind of like this success story and maybe he could be, a guy in the rotation. But like with Keller, to him go into the bullpen, the reason I do like that as well is the fact that, right, like there's no thinking involved. It's not as if tomorrow I start and that's on your mind when you go to bed, right? When you put your Superman pajamas on and then you wake up in the morning and you do your pregame and you're all nervous because you're going to get the start today. And what am I going to give up? And who's going to yell at me? And who's going to hate me? Like every day you're just sitting in the bullpen. There's no expectations. There's no thinking. till you just get called upon, right? And that's it. And now you just go in there and all you have is your best stuff, max effort, go attack him, right? You're giving your best, he's giving the best, and that's it. Maybe that's what he needs. Here's the other thing too. I don't know if it is. I don't know if it's going to work, but all I do know is everything so far has not. You know what I mean? Like we've done, well, not we, you know, but they've done so much right now for so many different years. What do you have to lose? You know, like, so just try this now. See if this works. If it doesn't work, you have a whole offseason that I guess tinker with something else and pray. But I don't think it's a bad, you know, situation at all for him. But like you said, we are taking literally everyone from the rotation and putting him in the bullpen now. So,
Right.
so who's going to pitch?
Like who's actually in the starting rotation?
So
Steven
maybe
Paulson,
JT Brubaker is that
that's it.
sacrificial lamb. Maybe he stays in the rotation for the betterment of Keller.
I get that, but like there's just pick up a couple guys off waivers, call it a day. Our starters are going 4 innings anyhow. Drop 2 guys out of the bullpen that don't deserve to be on any major league roster, and let's get the 2 pieces that might actually be part of something. Hopefully, probably not, but maybe. Let's give them at least a chance. Let's not make them our sacrificial lambs.
Yep. Dylan
Just
Peters.
to save
agree
Dylan
more.
Peters
Yeah.
and Dwayne Underwood.
Call up Peters. I mean, your Hurry's, again, he's pitching in AAA right now today. So your Hurry comes up and you got Shelby Miller. Like just blow out Miller's and Peters' arms and you're okay. You're fine. It's not like they're signing with anyone next year either. They're not good.
Has Shelby Miller even started a game though for Indy?
I don't think.
They started 1.
Was it?
Yeah, so
was
I
it
don't know if he
one
went-
inning, though, or
Possibly.
I'm gonna
I
look
just
up
looked at
quick.
the stat line earlier. I was like, how's he only thrown 8 innings?
so you're call up somebody who's thrown 8 innings on the year. But
Who cares?
at this point? Yeah, right. Who cares?
Or just find someone on the waiver wire that's thrown in AAA and call it a day.
No,
Just someone that throws
arguments
strikes.
there.
And we'll figure it out from there.
They don't even throw strikes. They just have to have an arm.
It was one
and
start
can
for one
and
inning.
No,
can
they need to
throw
throw
like
strikes.
4 innings.
You're
4
bound to get
innings.
outs if you throw strikes eventually.
Yeah, Brubaker doesn't.
He does. It just takes
I mean,
a while.
eventually.
These last few weeks of the year are just going to be so painful to watch. Like this team is so bad.
This-
Team is an absolute joke.
And I'm starting to hear people talk about next year being possibly just as bad. And I just want no part of any of that talk.
It can't.
We've talked about it so many times that it can't be. Like eventually, for Key Brian Hayes and Brian Reynolds, that's going to like kill these guys to be on a team that bad 3 years in a row. I know the Astros were awful for 3 years, but they didn't have a Key Brian Hayes or a Brian Reynolds.
They were
They had
bad because they
Altuve.
were waiting for the Brian Hayes and Reynolds to come up.
Yeah, they had Altuve, who wasn't good then. He was fine.
Oh yeah.
He had an empty batting average.
He was.
He
always
wasn't-
pretty good.
Look at him in those years. He wasn't that good.
Once the power came,
It was not
Right.
there then because he was
that's when it
5'4".
became good.
Because he is 5'4".
Yeah, his first 3
Yeah, that
years,
power didn't come for a
0.2
while.
WAR, 1.9, 0.5 WAR. So
Yeah, he
then he turned it on to a 5 WAR player.
was like there at that point. He was like Adam Frazier,
Hey, now
You're right.
Adam can hit,
just not in
So
San
did
Diego.
Altuve.
not in San Diego.
But I keep hearing like next year's might be just. It cannot be just as bad. They
No,
can't.
You're right. It
You
can't
cannot
be.
do that. You have too many guys that are too close to the majors to waste another year.
Also, the Cubs are going to probably lose like 120 games next year, so we're bound to win a few off of them.
I just again, like I think we have hit on this, and it just
Mhm.
you just can't. You just can't. You've already bottomed out. You can't just sit there. You know, it's time to move forward. It's time to regress. Part of like what Jim said, the Cubs are terrible. This whole division's not that good. Even when we look at the good teams, are they good because they're really that good, or are they just good because they're beating up on all these terrible teams in the NL Central? You know, like are the Brewers really that much better than all the other playoff teams. I don't think.
No.
You know? And are they going to continue that pace? I mean, they fleeced and got Adamas right now, so that's not too good, for the outlook of the Pirates in the future. But like I don't think they're not like the old Cardinals. It's not like it was like the Cardinals were just head over heels dominant. When the Pirates came up, it was a neck to neck with them and Cincinnati. Like that division was tough when the Pirates were
with the Cubs like banging on the door because you knew what was coming.
Right? Like that division was tough, almost top to bottom the entire time. And you have a real option right now where this division is terrible. So you need to jump and capitalize on it.
Yeah, the Pirates need to be almost like that early phase Cubs where they had the guys coming. They already have Rizzo there. The Cubs got extremely lucky, and no pitcher ever got hurt for them that year. But they got to be something like that. Like, show a little bit.
Go get your Arrieta now.
That'd be great, but just go get somebody that can eat some innings so we don't have to do this.
You can't. You just can't. It's going to be, honestly, it's unacceptable if the team is this bad again next year. There's no reason for it. You have to improve. There's a good chance they're locking up, I think. They're locking up a top 3 pick. Like, I don't think we're in the top 5 realm. It's a top 3. It could be the number 1 overall pick.
They will not win 10 more games the rest of this year. I don't think.
Diamondbacks won today.
Yeah. The Pirates will not win 10 more games the rest of this year.
They might not. Like you're right.
They've never won more than 10 games in a month. And they've won 3. They've won 2 this month. 3 since the deadline, because that was technically the last day of July, right? They've won 2 games this month. It's now the 19th. It's not as if you saying they're not going to win 10 more games this year. It's just a terrible take. They've won 2 in 19 days.
Yeah, I talked about not wanting to tank, and I hate tanking, but at this point, it is what it is. We're almost done. Let's just get to the finish line.
Yeah, the Orioles are so tough, though. 15 losses in a row for the Orioles. My God,
a battle to the finish.
There's so much bad baseball going on right now.
It's insane, and I think that kind of, does that bridge us to our next topic?
Yep.
Let's go ahead and do that. I mean, there is so much bad baseball, right? You just hit the nail on the head. You got the Orioles. The Orioles are 38 and 82. 38 and 82. Think about that. Diamondbacks are 41 and 81. They're 40 games under 500. The Pirates were 42 and 79. The Rangers were 42 and 79. There's just teams out there who are just they're not even pretending to try to win baseball games. And so that kind of brings up, there was a lot of hoopla yesterday. I guess it was leaked out that Major League Baseball offered a salary floor and a lower luxury tax threshold. So salary floor of $100 million, luxury tax threshold of $180 million. You can go over the luxury tax threshold, but then you're paying luxury taxes, right? And it seems like what they were saying is, yeah, those taxes go to help fund the payrolls of the smaller teams. Is that did I read that right?
Like they can't afford $100 million.
Yeah. Like, okay. That's kind of stupid.
They should, truthfully, they should go fund the minor leaguers, but that's an argument for another day.
So, I mean, go. Who wants to start off? Like, what thoughts on this?
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. It's a slap in the face. Because here's my whole issue on it. So a lot of people, I'm not going to say a lot, but some of the things I saw on Twitter and such, people were discussing was, this is good. This is good because in theory, and here's the part I understand. You know what? I didn't do the math on this. I guess I'm using these numbers based on something that are given to me, but it looks about right. There's a lot of teams that have under $100 million this year. actually, in my head right now, that math doesn't seem right based on the numbers I know that are out there. How many millions of dollars are under? This is an Ethan question. I could probably look it up pretty quick here, but the fact that there's less amount over the 180 threshold, right, on larger clubs, but there's more under the 100, that means that there has to be more money spent. So therefore, it's good for the players. They should jump all over this. Players should jump at this because the small market teams, right, the guys that are tanking, as you mentioned, like they're forced to spend $100 million. They're forcing teams to spend. More money will be spent. Therefore, it's good for the players. My only way I can look at this, and especially if I'm a player, if you're telling me that these small market teams, right, these other teams right now that aren't being able to, I shouldn't be able to, that aren't paying $100 million right now, if you're telling me they can, you're telling me that they can make up this $200 million extra, dollars towards MLB and now pay $100 million. If you're telling me that they can do this, and they haven't been, but at the same time, you're telling me the teams who do have all the money now have an out of paying even less money, right? The Yankees now, because how long have they been playing this game about the luxury tax, right? They don't want to go over. The Red Sox don't want to go over. The whole reason they traded Mookie Betts was because they didn't want to go over the luxury tax. You traded Mookie Betts because of finances.
Cubs, they just dismantled their team because they didn't want to pay anybody. The
Cubs might be in that situation next year where they're forced to pay and have $100 million. Like, that's the situation. If this were out there, the Cubs might have to do it because they're forced to. I don't know if the Cubs want to have $100 million payroll next year or the year after.
To be fair, they just rebuilt Wrigleyville, so
they have a mortgage. I get that. They have some real estate around there they bought up. I get that. They're an investment firm and not so much a baseball team anymore. But if you're telling me all of a sudden the small market teams can now fork over millions upon millions of dollars, well, I sure as hell know the large market teams can. But you're telling, like, now that they can only do 180 million, you damn well know they're doing 180 million. There's no damn way Steinbrenner's paying 25% tax over $180 million. He is going to run that team at $180 million year in, year out. The Red Sox, same thing. Right? The Cubs, same thing. The only team that won't is the Dodgers, who have shown that they don't care, but they generate so much money. So if you're telling me that the small market teams can now come up and cough up $200 million, then I damn well know you guys have been screwing me over for years. And you owners and this baseball organizations are making so much more money than even I thought I anticipated you guys were making. Because I know if you guys can get that, the Red Sox, the Yankees, they can easily have a $400 million payroll. I need that money. This is a slap to the face in me because you played your hand. You are telling me that there's way more money out there. So if you want to have an actual cap, open up the books. Let's have a salary cap. Let's have a real salary cap. Not this fake ass stuff where you want to save face and okay, we're MLB, we're gonna leak this stuff out there to try to, go into this again, right? Go into the CBA. It's all calculated. I'm so sick of MLB, right? So they can look like, hey guys, we tried. You guys want a cap? We tried. The players, they're so greedy. They don't want to take it. Now we're locked out. You played yourself. You are telling me there's this much money out there. So let's make it happen.
I want to give you that like Joe Biden video that good for the economy, creates jobs.
That's such a clutch clip.
and I get I do get everything you're saying, and I understand that it's not great for players. It's never going to happen. This proposal got leaked because the fact that it got leaked this quickly tells you everything you need to know. It's not going to happen. But I don't give a shit. Give me whatever you got to do to make the Pirates more competitive, and I'll take. I don't care if Bob Nutting gets rich. I don't care. I'm a sports fan. I want my team to be good. I don't care. That's where I fall in all this. I do not care. Screws the players over, makes the owners rich. Don't care. I'm a sports fan. I just want my team to be good.
All right, time to kick Tyler off the show again.
I do not care. I just want the Pirates to be good. I've had 4 winning seasons in my life. I'm tired of losing. Don't care. Owners get rich. Suck it up. Oh, well. Don't care. Find me a way to make the Pirates better. I'll take it.
Jim, can we get some sense
You know
on
what's
this show?
you know what's kind of crazy is there's not a group of people I hate more than Major League Baseball owners. But screw it, I'm with Tyler. Like, I don't care if Bob Nutting makes money. I want the Pirates to be good. And if spending an additional $50 million every year means we can have a better chance of being good, then I don't care. Give Bob Nutting all the money that he wants. If he can actually put a team, if it means like within the rules, the Pirates need to put a team together with $100 million payroll, I don't care if it makes them more money or not.
I do not care. I don't care. I can't stress it enough. I do not care. I'm sorry, players. I know you're getting screwed over in the grand scheme of things.
Why can't two things be true? Like, so why? And I'm sorry. This isn't me trying to defend. But why does Bob Nutting have to fork over more money, and George Steinbrenner now has an out and is now allowed to pocket even more money?
I don't care. Find a way to make it work. So
that's the thing. You just said find a way to make it work. This ain't it. This doesn't work.
Okay, well then find the way.
This
don't
doesn't
care.
work.
Find a way to make the Pirates more competitive.
If you actually want a cap, there's a way.
That's not going to work either. There's still going to be a cap.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And they're still going to get rich.
So you either do it or you don't. But this
the NBA does it. They have a cap. Luxury tax.
I'm cool with that. I am cool. But the thing is, the difference is the NBA, they have true revenue sharing. That's where the problem is.
Then throw that in there. I don't care.
MLB's process, their thought of this is their situation of having a revenue sharing is, well, when the teams go over the 180 million, then we'll go ahead and redistribute it. Like that's what they're telling the players. Oh, well, there's no problem. There'll be money. There's all kind of money. All the teams that go over 180, we're going to head and redistribute growth. No, what you're actually doing is now just telling the teams to only spend 180. That's what you're doing. Because there's no actual revenue sharing. So
I do not know that for sure because I didn't read the CBA.
But the Pirates are going to spend $100 million. They're going to do whatever it takes $100 million and stop. They're not going to do it for the betterment. Like, they're going to be forced to do $100 million. The difference, if there's true revenue sharing, the Pirates will have an opportunity now to spend 150, 170, 180. Because the money is out there and it's all around. The Pirates are going to do whatever they have to do to just get $100 million. Like next year, think about next year. I mean, they actually could be competitive the way they're set, but they're going to spend $100 million and stop. Because that's all they're going to do. Because it's supposedly tight right now. So it's going to be tighter when you get $100 million. Yeah, that'll help out some players. But then there's Steinbrenner who's just like, well, there's $40 million more in my pocket. That's going nowhere. That could have been used.
Do not care.
I care. I care because, again, you just told me everything I needed to know, MLB. So you either have a cap or you don't. But I've said this for a while now. I would be completely okay if it's true revenue sharing. There wasn't a hard cap. If it was like a luxury tax, if you want to go over it, you can. I'm perfectly okay with that. There would be the tax. You're able to go over, but to have true revenue sharing, obviously there's going to be the floor, which the floor needs to be way higher than $100 million.
The fun part would be when the Pirates take on Eric Hosmer's contract to get to the $100 million.
And what's that going to do? Nothing.
Give us another prospect because we just took all your money.
But you're still tanking. You see what I mean? Like, it will help the larger markets relieve their contracts for them to continue to be better.
Because then they won't be spending as much.
No, they will, because they'll be able to purge.
Not really.
The Padres will be able to purge
it. They'll just be like, piss off.
And now they can reinvest it into the other guy.
No.
That's how I see this happening too.
Small market teams could just say, no, screw you. You've got to keep that guy.
Yeah. Pay your taxes, bitch.
No, but to Tyler and I's point, I think at the end of the day, like at the end of the day, I don't care if the owners get rich. I want to see competitive baseball, however they get to that point. I think the best way to get to that point is how you were saying, DiNardo, full on revenue sharing, maybe raise that cap a little bit more, like the floor, like maybe raise the floor to 140 with full on revenue sharing, and then have a soft cap somewhere right around 190, 200, somewhere in that area. Mm-hmm. I think that's probably very realistic. I think they could do that if they wanted to. I just don't think that's what the owners want to do, because half the owners don't want to share all their money, right? The owners in the top half of the league don't want to share their money with the lower half of the league.
They just showed they want more money. They're not satisfied. I mean, we want it lowered to 180 now.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, that's just what it's going to come down to. Ideally, I think in a perfect world, that's what we want. I just don't know if it's ever going to get there, because here's the deal. The owners don't want it, right? We clearly, the owners don't want to share their money. The players don't want a salary cap system. Neither side wants it. If neither side wants it, it's not going to happen.
Which goes back to my original point that it's not going to happen, but I do not care. Find me a way to make the Pirates more competitive so that if they screw up, like signing a Jason Hayward to a mega deal, they can't just be like, we screwed that one up. Next.
I just, to what you're saying though, make them more competitive. Is $100 million really making that more competitive?
If the other teams are only spending 180, yes.
But when the Pirates were competitive,
if the
at
Pirates
100
went
million.
out there, if the Pirates went out there and like had $100 million payroll next year, they would be a decent team.
Okay. They would be better. It
would greatly improve the on-field product.
I look at this more, I could be wrong, but I look at this more as like what Tyler said, I look at this as redistributing the bad contracts. Like the small market teams have to get to 100 million. So I'll take your Hosmer, I'll take your Hayward, I'll take your whatever, give me some prospects. Now I'm at the $100 million. I can help this rebuild. And then the larger markets are saying, good, now I got the contract off. It's the Red Sox and Dodgers.
Yeah, and then
the Red
Hosmer
Sox
comes
need
in.
to purge all these contracts. The Dodgers took them.
Or the Pirates can just say, hey, you know what? We need a first baseman for a year. We're going to offer this guy $20 million, and no one else is going to be able to offer him that because we got to spend it anyways. And then you've got a half decent first baseman that you weren't going to get otherwise.
Or they get Eric.
Yeah,
they get Eric Hosmer and he rakes, and then they flip him at the deadline and get more prospects.
Or he sucks, like he's been sucking.
But again,
like probably
the thing I'm getting at,
I think it can be both ways. So
you're saying this, but if 100 million is the floor, like, can the Pirates afford 150?
I don't know. I don't care. Just find a way to make my team competitive. I want to be able to watch baseball, DiNardo.
They're not having true revenue sharing. So they're going to do what they can do. It's still going to be cycles. Like, I don't look at this and see that this is going to help a team like the Pirates maintain. They're not going to be able to lock up their players still because it's going to take more than $100 million. So they're still going to go through cycles, and the cycle is going to be, let me take your bad players so I can speed up this next cycle on getting these prospects.
So I feel like we're all on the same page here, where this whole thing is not great, but we're just going about it different ways, where we all agree that something needs to be done. It won't be done. And we're just arguing about something that's not going to be done.
Okay. I can live with that. We can move on. We all agree this is terrible.
I don't know about terrible.
I think
what I get.
I think it's better than what there is now, but it's far from ideal.
There's pros and cons.
There are.
Technically speaking, there's more money to the players, but the only winners in this are the large market teams. That's the clear winners in this.
And the fans of small market teams who don't have to sit and watch a $35 million payroll.
The big loser are Rays fans that'll probably have a team located somewhere else because they can't afford a $100 million payroll.
You know what's funny about this whole thing? I thought about it too. Like, the Rays being forced to spend $100 million. Like, watch them be worse now. Like, we don't know how to run a team with all this money. Like, what do we do? This is not our MO. Now we have to spend money. These guys aren't that good. Like, it's gonna it's I don't know.
Yeah. I don't think it's happening anyway. So yeah, I don't know how much it's worth talking about. The owners don't want it. The players don't want it. If neither side wants it, it's not happening. The only people who want it are fans of small market teams. That's not who Major League Baseball caters to typically.
Yeah. As the 120 loss Cubs will be in the Field of Dreams game next year, playing the.
Guess what? Grows the economy, creates jobs.
We got to get that a drop now. I'm going to get the video. It's going to be on the screen. All right. So I guess let's move on from the salary cap-ish talks. Jim had something you want to bring up. Near and dear to your heart.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many people out there, even if you don't do it now, but like most of us probably like collected baseball cards as a kid. Right. So news came out today that that Topps is losing their license to produce baseball cards in 2020 after 2025, and it's a big deal. Topps has produced baseball cards under the Topps brand since 1952. It's been 70 years now. I mean, you can say that Topps is. I mean, it's a part of culture, really. It's weird. So Fanatics is getting the contract now, getting the license. I think this kind of I think you can just chalk this up to a couple things. One, I don't think Topps is going away. I think ultimately the next move here is, Fanatics just buys Topps, right? There's a lot of brand equity and brand loyalty in Topps. Like they could clearly use their name, and not having a Topps name and Topps kind of doing their own thing is going to mess with the market. So you'll have all that. But I think it kind of just goes back to, I was reading the article today. Fanatics made an offer for the license. Major League Baseball went to Topps and was like, hey, we'll give you the opportunity to match this. And Topps was like, we can't do it, which makes sense. Fanatics is a huge company. I think I read it's like 18 times larger than Topps, right? So Fanatics could clearly Fanatics can clearly just come in and make this lucrative offer that Topps can't even touch. But like, is this just Major League Baseball again? Like we've seen time and time again. I mean, like I said, Topps is a tradition. Like it's just as much a tradition as a part of baseball than a lot of things. Is this just Major League Baseball again saying, hey, we can get more money from these guys? Screw tradition. I don't like it. I mean, how much more was the offer? Like how much more money is Major League Baseball going to Fanatics than Topps? Not a fan of it. It just rubs me the wrong way. Just like kind of everything else they do.
Well, I mean, one thing I can tell you is since, the baseball card itself is dying and NFT is the future, maybe, MLB was smart at this because NFT is the future, Jim. So sorry. Get your NFTs. And as we know, Topps was terrible at doing their NFT launch. So no, I'm joking there in that sense.
Yeah. And I get NFTs are the new thing now. But like, it rubs me the wrong way that you just like kick that relationship to the curb after so long.
I don't know what NFTs mean or any of these words are.
Non-fungible token.
I've heard people talk about these for so long, and I'm just so clueless on all of this. I don't understand what you're buying or what you're selling. I've got a stack full of actual baseball cards, and are those worth anything?
No, they're not.
Depends. It depends.
Okay.
Yeah, depends.
Cool.
Your
That's all I know.
Probably not.
I got a signed Jerome Bettis rookie card.
Okay, that's probably worth something.
I think I got a Jim Thome rookie card in there somewhere.
Probably not worth anything.
Okay.
Right.
I don't know. It's at my parents' house. I got to grab it someday.
And 10 million other people have it too.
Okay. I got a bunch of Barry Bonds cards. If those mean anything, they're not rookie. They're Pirates cards though.
Okay. Yeah. but like to your point,
Can
though,
I get
these are-
$10 for all that?
But like this was all. I mean, it was a part of your childhood. Like I don't know about you guys, but like collecting baseball cards as a kid, like is one of the main reasons why I'm such a big such a big baseball fan. Like every day, I remember being 6 years old. You know, my dad would come home from work and hand me a pack of 1993 Tops, right? And I'd open the pack and be like, oh, there's Kirby Puckett, there's Barry Bonds, there's Andy Van Slyke, right? And it's like, and then you turn the card over and you get to read about these guys, you get to see their stats, right? I mean, that's a big reason why I became a baseball fan. And to just see Major League Baseball kind of kick Tops to the curb after 70 years just for a payday, it's just it disgusts me, to be honest. Like I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a bunch of cards that I used to read the back of them, and now I realize I can just look at Fangraphs and see that 300 something average that Tony Womack had wasn't actually that great.
The weird thing I have to say to all this, and again, like so I'm with you, Jim, to the fact of like collecting cards was definitely part of my childhood. You know, I started with baseball cards. I think we all know, got really into basketball. Started collecting basketball cards a lot. And you know, the thing was like, oh, do this, you're gonna make a ton of money when you get older too. And you know, it's just like the fun in it also. Clearly,
the
I
amount
didn't
of
make a whole
times
lot
I've
of
heard
money.
that.
Yeah. So, and like a funny story is I've not been in collecting cards for years. I mean, years, like even since high school, right? But I still have them all. And friend of the show, part of the Pod Up Network, Cody Holman, he's in the cards and stuff. And I remember like opening up and we were talking, showing him, and even Jim to a degree, like you both have kind of got me back into like trading cards. And yeah, I've come to find out, like you, Tyler, right? All this money I've been sitting on, it's nothing. Like these cards are worthless now. So it was part of my childhood. It was fun. But the thing I can't get over, like we are literally talking right now about Fanatics. And I think I might have talked about this once on the show, but I moved to Jacksonville in 2006. For people that don't know or listening, Fanatics was just a sports store in the Orange Park Mall. You know, like they just sold jerseys, collectibles. It was just a store. To now see like what they've done in licensing and all these, and now like you're talking about this store that was in this mall bought out Tops. I just can't get over. Like I just can't fathom. I used to walk in there. I would go to Starbucks and I'd walk in there and look at the Miami Dolphins stuff and cry because they are terrible, and the Pittsburgh Pirates stuff and cry because they are terrible, right? And move on. And that's like, and now they got a deal with MLB and are probably going to buy Tops. That's crazy to me. That's my 2 cents in this because I'm not big into trading cards like you. But we're talking about NFTs. Let's get into some Candy Digital.
I just remembered that I have a Terrell Owens like uniform card.
Like a jersey card, yeah.
Yeah, those things are cool.
Those things were cool. They still have them.
I bought
They still do jersey cards.
$750 Cam Johnson NFT the other night. That wasn't
Why?
that wasn't too smart. That's a one FT I missed on, but yeah, if anyone wants a Cam Johnson NFT, I'll sell it to you for $750. Hell, I might sell it to you for $650. $550. Come on, guys, offers. All right, but anyways, yeah, that it is weird. Like I'm with you too. It's the thing. Like Tops is very iconic. It's tradition. Like that's what you think of. So it's gonna be weird. I hope the play is to buy Tops because are you going to buy a Fanatics baseball card?
Yeah, like I can't imagine there not being Tops baseball cards, in 2026.
And I think that's the thing. Like, so maybe I can imagine it, but can you imagine a Fanatics baseball card?
Yeah, I can, but
okay,
it's just it's weird.
Oh, I'm not asking you because you're the collector. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like that, there's a difference between Tops. Like Tops is coveted.
I could imagine it. Yeah.
If Fangraphs comes out, or Fangraphs, Jesus, Fanatics coming out like trading cards as a collector in the collector world, are you like, oh, let me gravitate this, or you like, What's Fanatics?
Well, so I think that's why they have to ultimately, I think that's ultimately why the next move is you've got to buy Tops, right? Like you need that brand equity that they've built up to be able to kind of keep this thing going.
Yeah.
They spent a ton of money on this license. They're going to do it the right way. They're not just going to start something from scratch, I think.
Cool.
Once again, I know nothing about this.
Tyler don't care.
You don't care.
I was about to grab my old fantasy football belt that DiNardo gave me in Pittsburgh the one time because I still have it.
Well, that league folded, so I guess you.
Yeah. Nobody
for life
joined
now.
in after that. Let me see if it's in my closet.
Yeah, go look, Tyler.
Yeah, will do.
All right, Jim, we gonna end it now?
Yeah, let's go ahead and end it.
All right, guys. We will see you guys next week. Remember, this Sunday is the. Oh, you brought it. I actually have a picture of myself still with it. But yeah, this Sunday, definitely tune in. We're gonna have the NS9 raffle. I'll go live the third inning to give away the pack. So check us out there. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
Peace out, Scouts.
Later,
The champ
guys.
is here. The champ is here.